Tell them that we are people and we should not be treated with this dismissive behavior. When we come up with initiatives, I can applaud this house. This house agreed to forego their tea time so that this process can continue. I think from that they need to applaud themselves for doing that. So when we come up with initiatives, please do not dismiss it. Do not ignore the emails that come through. Please acknowledge that we have received the emails. Acknowledge that we have received it. We are busy with other things, but we will get back to you. But do not ignore us. Thank you.
Let me start with the last one first. If Mr. Davids, you feel that you are being ignored either by councillors or by officials on whatever matter that you've raised with the city, it should not just be left there. I think every specific incident where you feel that you did not get the service that you deserve, or that you did not get the necessary response, there must be a way whereby some complaint must be lodged about that. Because the city will only know about these complaints if we are alerted to it. So the way that the city of Cape Town is structured is that you have got your executive director on top, then you've got your director, and then your manager, and then it goes down like that. So at whatever level you deal with, if you deal at a level of a person that's a manager, must take the name and the title. Because that manager accounts to a director, and the director accounts to the executive director. So it's not the end of the line when you feel that you've not received fair treatment from that specific person, that you should just stop there and give up. Because the remedy is to go further with that. And I will encourage people to do that. Because that's the only way that we're going to know about unfair treatment by anyone in the city. And therefore the city has got this free toll-free line where you can phone and lodge your complaint. We've got free telephone lines in all our libraries and all our clinics. We don't even have to pay. But I would like to see people to complain more and tell us about these problems so that we are able to deal with it. You might find in some instances that where you did complain and you still didn't get the satisfactory answer. The question is then, where to from there? Now, I always say to our councillors that the people of the city of Cape Town did not elect officials. They elected us. And therefore, we have to be accountable to the electorate and the people of the city of Cape Town. And that goes a bit into our democracy, that we should not give politicians a blank check. Go to the poll, you vote once every 5 years, and thereafter you go and sit back at home and you hope that you can trust this politician that he or she will do their work. We need to have this constant interaction to make sure that people are held to account to the city of Cape Town. Now, you mentioned the issue of the shopping centres. I see the most devastating effect of shopping centres could be seen in the Athlone CBD. I don't know when last year you've been to Athlone CBD. Now that came about because of the Kenilworth Centre that was built some years ago, and now Vangate Mall built also. And so people migrate towards the bigger shopping centres. And even before, you used to only find the big shopping centres like the Golden Acre here in the city of Cape Town, and you find a lot of our people commuted to come to the bigger shopping centre. Now, we don't have a choice whether the one or the other. It should really be, how do you strike the balance between keeping your informal sector and the bigger ones in the formal sector, so that you also give people choices in life. And that is what we are struggling to get right in the city of Cape Town. I know we've seen with the opening of the shopping mall at the station, Nyanga station, the devastating impact on smaller businesses. But that's when you have to plan in a way, knowing that a big shopping center is going to be put up there. You know it's going to have an impact on the smaller ones. You have to deal with it at the same time. And that is what we are striving to get right in the city of Cape Town, is to get the balance right. I'm not certain whether this workshop was held by the city of Cape Town that you make a reference to, or whether it was held by another organization, because there are many organizations involved in entrepreneurship, small and medium enterprises and all of that. But I also agree with you that we should also not just have workshops and summits, and then thereafter we don't hear even the outcome of that summit. We are not informed about what next. I think with the city we can tell you what next. What next is that this policy, which we are now reviewing, it's informal trading policy management framework produced in November 2003. Now 10 years later, a lot of things have changed. And the people that understand that change better, it's people like yourself who have the experience of working in that sector. They will be able to say, this is how this 2003 policy needs to be changed. Because as a city, we are required to work within the framework of a policy. We cannot do things on an ad hoc basis. Because if you don't have this policy, you don't have a plan where you can actually measure outcomes. If you have a plan that's just a plan for the sake of having a plan, you're not going to make progress. And so in the short space of the 21 months that we are in the city of Cape Town, we have repealed over 265 bylaws that was no longer applicable. We've reviewed and deleted some of the very old policies, and this is also part of that process. And I hope that, you know, we're going to have a database come out of this today, whereby with all your contact details, where we are able to communicate with you even after this workshop. Because many times I walked around in the city centre and I'll be told by small traders, oh, the city never gives us business. Now, it's not my job or Garrett's job to go out there and dish out business to people. There are a system in place. There's a policy in place. How many of you know that you can only do business with the city if you are registered on the city's vendor database? Because if you are registered on the city vendor database, you will see all the stuff that we procure will go on that database. So that's the kind of exchange that I would like to see come out with practical ideas, not just talk shops. You will definitely see a difference after, if you still think this is going to be a talk show, you're definitely going to see the difference afterwards, how we're going to try and follow up. Now, we're also in the process, I'm going to the middle question now. Yes, we are in the process of reviewing our bylaws. One of the bylaws that has been stuck in the city a bit too long for my liking is the bylaw that deals with advertising. That in itself, you cannot be a business if you don't have the means to market your product, to advertise, and to have a market where you could sell your goods. So certainly we're constantly reviewing bylaws and policies as we go along. The issue about storage at the Mitchell's Plain Centre, I think it's something that we need to look into. I will have to find We've got in the Mitchells Plain area now, in the town centre, what we call the Mayor's Urban Regeneration Program. I will have to raise it with Alderman J.P. Smith, who chairs that area, and look at your request for special storage for overnight. I've got the greatest respect for informal traders. You know, to see people stand in the wind and rain and sun and the most harsh conditions because you want to earn an honest day's living rather than become a criminal and start stealing. I've got the greatest respect. And I see also a lot of women who stand in the wind and rain and sun, and I always worry, I wonder who's looking after their children when they have to try and sell an apple, a packet of peanuts on the street corner. So you are very courageous people. You are really people who are committed to changing your own lives. And therefore, as the City of Cape Town, we must see what is our responsibility at making your life a bit easier. And that is the purpose of talking to you today, so that we can have policies come out of this that we all could understand and that we all agree with. So I will certainly escalate that to the Mayor's Urban Regeneration Program in Mitchells Plain to look at the issues raised by the second lady.